सत्त्वं श्रीमद्दुर्जितमेव वा ततदेवावगच्छत्वं मम तेजोवशम्भवम् भक्त्यात्मनन्या शक्य अहमेव विद्योर्जुन ज्ञातुं दृष्टं च तत्त्वेन प्रविष्टुं च परन्तप मत्कर्म कुन्मत्परम मद्भक्त संगवर्जिता निर्वैर सर्वभूतेषु यश मामिति पांडव क्लेशोदितरक्तेषाम् अव्यक्तशक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं वेदवद्भिर्व्याप्यते मयि मन आदस्त्वौ मयि बुद्धिर्निवेशय निवसिष्यासि मय्येव अतो ऊर्ध्वं संशय अथ चित्तं समाधातु न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन तव मामिच्छापतुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽपि समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदत्मपि कर्माणि कुर्वान् सिद्धिम् अवाप्स्यसि सर्वयोनिषि कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति या तासां ब्रह्म महोदनीरा अहं बीजप्रता पिता मां च विचारेण भक्ति योगेन सेवते स गुणान् समतीते तान् ब्रह्म भूयाय कल्पते
भूयाय कल्पते. Can stop here.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Why 108 verses were taken today?
I don't know whether you have joined already. Okay, Hare Krishna. I thought you had not joined. Okay.
I should sing and all, na? Today Ekadashi, Shuddha Seva, Shuddha Bhakata, everybody should get the chance to sing, na?
Yes, yes.
Then why did you start 108 verses? 108 verses are only for the Sundays. On Ekadashi day, you should sing. Who is going to sing? Shuddha Bhakata today, Priya's birthday. Priya can sing. Priya must not be knowing the song. Jumur can sing for Priya. Jumur? Haribol? Or Parina Mataji can sing for Priya. Very beautiful song. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna birthday song?
No, that afterwards you sing. Shuddha Bhakata.
Okay, okay.
Sing fast. Page number.
Page number
68, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
which one, Mataji?
68.
68.
Yes.
68. But not that in every book it is 68. Huh? 49. In my book it is 49.
Shuddha Bhagata Charan Renu Bhajana Anu Shuddha Bhagata Charan Renu Bhajana Anu Bhakta Seva Paramasiddhi Premalati Karamula Madhavati Bhakti Janani Jitana Palana Kori Krishna Basati Boli Parame Adare Bori Shuddha Bhakata Charan Renu Bhajana Anukula Gaura Amara Ji Sab Sthane Shri Sab Sthane Giri Goami Pranay Bhakata Sangi Shuddha Bhakata Charan Renu Bhajana Anukula Mridanga Padya Sunite Mana Agasara Sadagasi Gaura Vihita Ketana Shoni Ananda Hridaya Nachi Shuddha Bhakata Charan Renu Bhajana Anukula Jugala Murti Dekhiye Mora Param Ananda Hoya Prasad Shiva Purite Hoya Shakala Prapancha Jaya Shuddha Bhakata Charan Renu Bhajana Anukula जेदिन ग्रहे भजन देखी ग्रहति गोलक भाया चरण सिंधु देखिए गंगा सुख न सीमा पाया शुद्ध भक्त चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल तुलसी देखी जुड़ाय प्राण माधव दोष निजानी गौर प्रिया शाक सेवनी जीवन सार्थक मानी शुद्ध भगत चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल भक्ति विनोद कृष्ण भजने अनुकूल पाय जाहा प्रति दिवसे परम सुखी स्वीकार करो यथा शुद्ध भगत चरण रेणु भजन अनुकूल भक्त सेवा परम सिद्धि प्रेमलती कर मूल हरे कृष्णा
माता जी ब्यूटीफुल, आपने अच्छा गाया माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण माता
I
जी
think Priya must be happy. Okay, you sing one. Tell Nayana Manjari to sing one birthday song, and then I'll start.
నేను బర్త్డే సాంగ్ కాదు
Tell Nayana, you sing
ప్రియ మాతాజీకి కాదు
on the video.
ఇదే आज हरे कृष्ण कहिलो हरे कृष्ण जन्मदिन
Sing the song. Janmadinamidam.
जन्मदिनमिदं प्रिय सखे सन्तनोनुते सर्वदा मुदं प्रार्थयामहे भवसतायुषी ईश्वरक्षदा तां च रक्षतु पुण्यकर्मणा कीर्तिमर्जया जीवनं तव भवतु सार्थकम्
Hari Bol.
Happy birthday, Priya Mataji.
Thank you. Hari Bol.
So we'll start with Mangalacharan. Aruna wants to do Mangalacharan of Chaitanya Bhagavat. Aruna Mataji can do Mangalacharan. Aruna is there.
Okay, Mataji, just starting. Yeah, just starting. Just a minute. आजानुलम्बित भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायदाक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ नमस्त्रिकालसत्याय जगन्नाथसुताय च सभृत्याय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः अवतीर्णौ स कारुण्यौ परिचिन्नौ सौदीश्वरौ श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य नित्यानन्दौ द्वौ भ्रातरौ भजे स जयति विशुद्ध विक्रमः कनकाभ कमलायते क्षणः वरजानो विलम्बि सद्भुजो बहुधा भक्तिरसाभिनर्तकः जयति जयति देव कृष्ण चैतन्य चन्द्रो जयति जयति कीर्तिस्तस्य नित्या पवित्रा जयति जयति भृत्यास्तस्य विश्वेशमूर्तेर् जयति जयति नृत्यं तस्य सर्वप्रियाणाम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण
Krishna.
दंडोत प्रणाम माता जी।
So we are starting with the 102 verse of chapter 1, Chaitanya Bhagavat. So in Adi Khanda, what are the leelas which are mentioned has been described. The leelas of the parents seeing the wonderful marks at the footprints, and also the Leela where the Lord this way green in the house of Jagadish and Hiranya on the day of Ekadashi. Then in Adikanda there is a Leela where the Lord tricks everyone into the chanting of the holy names of Hari by crying as a child. Now what are there in here we are going to see these all pastimes in detail. Now the synopsis is given about all the pastimes. Adikande lokavraksha handere vasave vashyamaye ratatva kahilapane. The Adikanda, the Lord sits with a rejected cooking pot, instructs his mother on the absolute truth. This Leela is so beautiful, so wonderful, where he wants his mother to speak on a Bheda Tattva. Bheda Tattva. Because Mayavadis in those times were just speaking about Sarvam Kalidam Brahman. Everything is just Brahman. By sitting on the rejected cooking pot, when Satyamata scolds at that time, she says, "Hey, why are you sitting here?" Then he intentionally has many reasons. At that time, Satyamata speaks such a wonderful philosophy where there is Achinta Bheda Tattva. Popular opinion is that once certain pots have been used for cooking, they are considered impure and should be thrown away. The place where such other pots are thrown is also generally considered impure. In order to exhibit his pastimes of equal vision, the Lord rejected considerations of purity and impurity by establishing impure places as pure. When Satyamata desired to understand the real truth behind the pastime, the Lord instructed her in absolute knowledge. Conceptions of superior and inferior in regard to items of this world are not supported by absolute knowledge. In one's constitutional position, everything is perceived equally. The Lord imparted this truth to his mother. This is one pastime. Another pastime where Lord eats the mud. At that time, mother speaks about the highest philosophy. In this, the Lord speaks about this impure, pure, and all these things are only a material consideration. A person who is situated in a transcendental platform, for him everything is pure. Like Gaur Kishore Das Baba, to avoid the disturbance of the general public, he used to go and sit and chant in that place where people used to defecate. Who can go and sit there? It's so impossible and horrible. But still, for Jagannath Baba, it does not matter. For a person who is in the supreme consciousness, it doesn't matter for him. Wherever he is, that is a temple. Suddenly we say we'll go near the temple and stay. But actually, wherever a devotee stays, he should have that qualification to make it a temple. So then, now Gaur Kishore Das Baba, he did not go and stay near the temple. Wherever he is a temple. Wherever Srila Prabhupada is, that is a temple. Prabhupada did not go. Prabhupada, in fact, left the Gaudiya temple. All the facilities Prabhupada left and went to the west and established temples. That is the work of an Acharya. The work of an Acharya is to give Krishna consciousness to everyone, not just think about oneself. Or Prabhupada would not have left Vrindavan. He stayed in Vrindavan. But then he left Vrindavan just to give the benefit to all of us. Just imagine if Prabhupada would not have taken this step. The step of self-sacrifice. It is a sacrifice, leaving Vrindavan, that to at the age of 69, that people actually flock to Vrindavan so that they can leave their body in Vrindavan. But Krishna always remembers the efforts done by the devotees. Though Prabhupada was traveling everywhere, to the extent the year when Prabhupada left his body and manifested his pastimes, at that time, in the month of February, March, he gets a call. He's very sick. He's so weak. Practically, he was looking like only bony structure. And he was so sick and thin and weak, but still he gets a call from African country that we are establishing the deities, installing the deities here. Srila Prabhupada told, take me there. And some of the disciples told, Prabhupada, you are not in a position to travel. And then your chance of leaving your body in Vrindavan will go away. He said, wherever Krishna is there, that is Vrindavan. So Prabhupada went to Vrindavan, went to the African countries, established the deities there, installed the deities, and then he comes back, and then Sri Krishna gives a chance to make Prabhupada leave his body in Vrindavan. That is why devotee should not only think about himself. Devotee also should always think about how to give this benefit to everyone. We have received, we should give. Prasadam, when is given, that prasadam has to be distributed. If a person thinks about taking prasadam on his own, then actually he is doing jiva paradha. What is jiva paradha? I will take everything, but I will not give it to others. If I give it to others, then the prasadam has the sense. Or prasadam has no sense if I just take it to myself. That is why we should not just think about ourselves. We should always think about how to give this benefit to others. And for that, if a person has to travel even to slum areas, to the villages, like when we go to villages, especially Boisar, it was such a village where people were only knowing how to drink. Sadi and all is made over there. When initially the project was given to me, it was only an open land, nothing was there, nothing. And we don't have so much support, but somehow the devotee strength is there. Today, whatever we see in Boisar is nothing but the efforts of all the devotees. So then nobody was ready to take up the task of Boisar. But today, the children, the parents over there, everybody, the villagers, they chant Hare Krishna. There's a Muslim boy, Rahman. He's chanting 20 rounds every day. So this change doesn't happen in one day. We have to take efforts. We have to walk. We have to walk in those places where it is a necessity. Prabhupada says farm projects. That is a priority now. In cities, at least the people are aware to some extent, but in villages, these farm projects are very important. If I get Krishna consciousness, if I get initiated, then that initiation is to help the mission of my spiritual master. Spiritual master's mission comes via Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. And in this way, we have to serve the mission very nicely. If that is done, then it doesn't matter which is pure place, which is impure place. Everything becomes automatically transcendental, automatically divine. If Srila Prabhupada would have thought like that, he would have not stayed in Brahmanis, the most dirtiest place. So many efforts. Now today what Mayapur we are seeing, it was not in this way when Prabhupada got it. What we are seeing, the Juhu land, it was a complete marshy land. But Prabhupada did not see this is dirty, this is nice, nothing. And the devotees of Srila Prabhupada also did not think in that way, what facilities we are getting. Practically the mosquitoes and all, because it's a marshy damp land. So much of mosquitoes and everything were there. But still they took all the pains to serve Srila Prabhupada. So this should be our mission. Our mission should be to help each other. We are all just instruments in the hands of our Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. And then just to work for Srila Prabhupada. Because it adds a cap, a feather in his cap. Like if you see the Varli project. Today what Varli is, it was not like that when Raghupati Prabhu started it. Thana. It was not like what we are having today, the temple project and all these things. No, Lord has stayed even in a chawl. Jagannath has stayed in such a place where only one person can enter. No one of you knows that. None of you know that. Because when Lord stayed near Ayyappa temple, nobody used to go up and see him. Because it was in such a small place. Only the Pujari used to stay with him. Such a small place, only one person can go there. So Lord has stayed in different places. The first when he stayed was in Cosmos. That place, at least we had 2-bedroom hall kitchen. At least people used to come. That was the first place. Then Lord stayed in a very, very small place, and down we had only Vada Pav Center. So there's some remuneration can start. The difficulties, what all we had faced, we have to actually make a book out of it. Every center has its own difficulties. It's very easy to comment on anything, but it's very difficult to take up the task, to lead the task. And then Lord had gone to Chawl. At least something happened there, some devotees could come there. Then Lord came to a building where again after 3 years people were unfavorable for all these devotional activities. Then we had to go to a ground. Again their difficulties had come. So just see how Lord is traveling in the building when we had all the sound systems. There was nobody to serve. The pujari left. 2 boys we had kept. Please here, be here and serve the center. Prasadam is to be, bhoga is to be brought by Bade Prabhu from his house in Dabba. Lord ate in Dabba also. We did not disturb any devotees, and we did not want the devotees to be. So we asked the devotees, and devotees had their own agendas. So okay, what to do? Every devotee has their own agendas. For them, the priority is their own life. So how much we can do? So, Bade Prabhu, myself, whatever we could do, we used to just bring the bhogas and then serve the Lord. And we saw that the 2 boys were actually the thieves. They took away 40,000, 50,000, the sound box, and so many things were. One day, everything gayab. Good, they did not take the Lord and go. So many difficulties come. We just think about ourselves. That is the problem. We doubt in the whole process. That is again a problem. So pure, impure, and all these things. Oh, let me stay near a big temple. Now big temple facilities, let me take. No. Just try to make your center big so that others take the facilities. If that intention is there, then actually that is pure devotional service. If we think only about ourselves, and there is not pure devotional service. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing that even in a filthy place where the people actually throw things, there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and sits and shows that transcendental knowledge is uncontaminated in any place. Transcendental knowledge can be given from any place. Robberies was the main headquarters from where Srila Prabhupada gave the supreme knowledge to each and every one of us. That is the place where Srila Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavata. That is how Prabhupada broadcast the absolute knowledge from a filthy place. So just see the acharyas, they follow each and everything, and our work is just to follow the acharyas. Simple. We are all servants of acharyas. We are all servants of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Dhara. Somebody asked me, Mataji, you were there in Gopinath first. I said, yes, but Gopinath doesn't require me now because already there are enough devotees to serve there. Then the time the requirement of mine was in Mira Road because of Mira Road was a very small temple. So once the services over there was done, now my priority is Thane Center. Once Thane Center is established, then the plans are to make me go to Udupi Center because the need is over there. Wherever the need is there our spiritual master sends us and we should just go there. So our priorities in our life is not based on our desire. Our priorities in our life is based on our Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru's desire. Adikande Gaurange Rachapalya Apara Shisugana Sange Yena Gokula Vihara. Now Adikanda Gauranga displays unlimited restlessness and imitates his Gokula pastimes with his friends. As Krishna in his Vrindavan pastimes played with his cowherd boyfriends in various ways, the Lord in his Navdip pastimes played with his Brahmana boyfriends in various mischievous ways. Now in Krishna pastime, Krishna appears as a cowherd boy. In Gauranga pastime, Krishna appears as a Brahmana boy. So he has Brahmana friends. Adikande Kailena Arambha Padite Alpi Adhyapaka Ahila Sakala Sastrite. So in Adikanda, the Lord begins his studies. And in a short time, he becomes a teacher of the scriptures. So the purpose of studying is also given by Krishna. The purpose of studying is to teach others. If we go on studying, go on accumulating, but it doesn't come out, then what happens? You put something, you go on putting something, but you don't remove it. It will only become a dustbin. Even though we put transcendental knowledge inside, and if you don't remove it outside, it is only Jiva Parada. That is why Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh. We have to take opportunity to preach everywhere. For that, we have to be committed. We cannot just roll on. If you roll on, we cannot be committed. Sometimes here, sometimes there, that person is not committed. It is said, there is a nice proverb. Rolling stone gathers no moss. So we have to be committed. For that, we have to study and give it to others. If you go on studying, I am studying every day. What is the use? I'm not speaking out. I'm not helping in the preaching session. What is the use? So during the course of Lord's ordinary studies, he quickly became a high learned professor. The extraordinary display of scholarship was not the result of intense study. The Lord exhibited his proficiency in all forms of knowledge in the course of his ordinary studies. So even if there is a 5 people in your building, start and speak. Speak. If nobody is there, at least your husband is there. Nobody is there, your sister is there, somebody is there. Speak to them. And then help in the preaching task. If it is required there for you to preach, then preach. By preaching, you remove that knowledge which has been put inside. If you don't remove that, it will also become, what will happen? It will get rusted. Adikanda Jagannatha Mishra Paraloka Vishwarupa Sannyasa Sachira Doi Shoka. The Adikanda Sachimata laments for both the disappearance of Jagannath Mishra and the acceptance of sannyas by Vishwarupa. So 2 reasons were there for Mother Sachi for the lamentation. First was father's disappearance, her husband's disappearance, Jagannath Mishra. And second was a separation from her son, that is Vishwarupa, who took sannyas. Adikhande Vidya Vilasera Maharambha Pashandi Dekheya Dekhaya Yena Murti Mantahadhamba. So in the Adikhanda, at the beginning of the Lord's educational pastimes, he appears to the atheist as a personification of pride. So he has to show the pride. To whom? To atheists. It's not that one shows the pride to the devotees only. What is the point? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, be like a lamb among the devotees. Love the devotees first. The moment we have samshaya towards our devotees, then what happens? The life is just in frustration. The life will never be peaceful. Though 16 rounds, 64 rounds, and all will be doing, but there is a samshaya. Satyabhama Mataji, mute your phone. But on the contrary, if we are like a tiger, like a lion, for that is their pride should be shown, because then only they can be conquered. They have to be subjugated. How you can do that? Only when you show that pride. So the atheists don't go and say Dandavat Pranam. Don't go and show your all morality there. But to the devotees or with the devotees. To the devotees. Satyabhama Mataji, mute your phone. Aruna? Aruna.
Yes, Mataji, I'll call her. Yes.
I think I can also do that. No? Mute. Okay. So now, it so happened, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, when you are among the devotees, love the devotees. Love the devotees to such an extent. The more you love the devotees, the more you take the attention of Krishna. Krishna sees if you care the devotees. The more you care, Krishna cares you. The more you run away from the devotees, Krishna also runs away from you. So it is not that I love Krishna. You don't have to love Krishna. Krishna will love you. You love devotees, Krishna will love you. We don't have to say, I love Krishna, I love Krishna. No. Krishna loves if one cares devotees and if one cares cows. Simple. Do these both the things. This is the key to the success of devotional service. Care cows, care devotees. Devotee care program. What is a devotee care program? Be with the devotees. Understand the difficulties of the devotees. If a devotee is not seen in 2-3 classes, call the devotees. What happened? Why are not seen? He may say, I may try to run away from your congregation. No problem. At least you have done your duty of calling the devotees. So if a devotee is not seen for 2-3 classes, it is our duty to call them and ask, why you are not seen? Any problem in your life? That is how devotees, they help each other in progressing in devotional service. But to an atheist, don't go and show all the humbleness. You have to be a little formal, at the same time strict when it comes to the platform where a person person tries to argue, at that time you have to be very grave and strict. But your behavior should be just formal. Adikhande sakala panuya ganameli Janavira Tarange Nirbhaya Jalakheli. The previous purport also will be. Since the Lord ridiculed the foolish people by his exhibition of scholarship, he was regarded by the atheists as a personification of pride. The devotees of the Lord who accepts his qualities as all auspicious were overjoyed on seeing his scholastic pastimes. Envious people shook in fear of him and accused him of being proud. So Krishna does all these wonderful pastimes just to give pleasure to the devotees. Ananda Chinmaya. This Leela is Jayatejasram, to give that Jai. When Jai happens, when Krishna conquers, when Krishna is now victorious, at that time all the devotees they clap their hands. And now in this 107th verse, in the Adhikanda, the Lord along with other students sports fearlessly in the waters of the Kanda. The word Jalakeli indicates swimming and splashing pastimes. Yes. Whoever is there with Lord is also fearless. You are fearlessly sporting. That means what? Whoever is along with Lord can easily cross this material ocean. Because Lord is there with him. It's very easy to cross this material ocean. There is no fear of time for a devotee. The fear of time is only for those who are not actually in the devotional path. If a person says, "Oh, I am afraid, I am in fear," then actually he is not a devotee. Devotee means one who is fearless. Fearless to take up any challenge. Any challenge which actually pleases Krishna, pleases spiritual master. How to understand it pleases Krishna? It should please a spiritual master. Then automatically it is understood, yes, Krishna is also very happy. So one has to not take challenges with his own different fancies. One has to take challenges which has been authorized by our authorities. So here last verse. Adikhande Gaurangena Sarvashastra Jaya Shri Bhuvana Hena Knahi Yesan Mukha Haya. The Adikhanda Lord Gauranga masters all the scriptures. No one in the material three worlds can compete with him. So the Lord defeated all the scholars by the strength of his great learning. Neither the spiritual master, the demigods who reside in the heavenly planets, Brihaspati, nor the scholars of this planet, nor the so-called scholars of the abominable lower planets could stand before the Lord in debate. So Lord exhibited his scholastic pastimes, seeing that all his devotees were so happy. So that is what is Hare Krishna. Any doubts? No doubts. So today is Ekadashi. Ekadashi is a day of Madhava Tithi. It is not just another vrata. It is the vrata. It is not another vrata. It is Madhava Tithi. It is said on this day, the more we get the opportunity to chant, to serve, take it, grab it. Not only grab it, give it to others also. The more we give it to others, the more we love others. Then our life will be always peaceful. Or will be always in a disturbing mood. We will be disturbed and will disturb others also. You see, the devotees like Srila Prabhupada, his followers, they're all very peaceful just because they have taken it, they have given it. Take it and give it. So today's day is a very nice, wonderful Ekadashi, Amla ki Ekadashi. Tomorrow make Amla chutney. Dwadashi is meant for making Amla chutneys. I'll give you the recipe now only. Just steam the Amlas and then grind with one chili and little bit of rai, kacha rai. Grind it, add dahi and offer it to Krishna. Krishna loves amlas very much. It is actually celestial fruit. This is one way of making. Another way of making it, grind with chili and grind with adrak and then add dahi and put some tadka. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, can we make a sweet amla chutney?
Sweet. मतलब चटनी इसलिए खाते हैं दही भी जाता है स्वीट भी बना सकते हो आमला बहुत अच्छा होता है
हाँ माताजी फिर गुड़ डाल सकते हैं ना माता जी?
यस यस,
हाँ हाँ,
हरी बोल।
हरी बोल।